Today we're tackling a topic shrouded in legend, one that many discuss in hushed tones, especially those who are planning a trip to, or have already visited, Thailand. You've heard the rumors, right? Maybe your friend back from vacation whispered something of the sort to you after a couple of cold Singha beers, or you stumbled upon some obscure forum or a late-night Reddit thread where people share their, exotic stories. We're talking about the so-called special massages in Thailand. What are they really? Are they some kind of urban legend, a tourist tall tale to grab attention, or do they genuinely exist? And if so, is it legal? How much might it cost? And the biggest question for many, where on earth do you even go to get exactly what you're looking for without looking like a complete newbie, without overpaying, and most importantly, without getting into serious trouble? Believe me, Thailand isn't like your home country in this regard. Things work differently here. And if you dive into this blindly, you risk overpaying or leaving disappointed, having gotten nothing. Even worse, you might accidentally wander into a completely legitimate, respectable spa and ask for something that will get you instantly shown the door, leaving you with a sense of awkwardness for the rest of your vacation. So friends, before you even think about dipping your toes into this world of special Thai experiences, I strongly recommend you watch this video until the very end. We'll break it all down. Alright, let's be brutally honest and call a spade as much as possible within the bounds of decency. In Thailand, you won't see the official term special massage on bright neon signs anywhere. Forget about it. There won't be any flashy banners or menus at the entrance that explicitly state something overly suggestive. It simply doesn't exist openly.
This is all part of an unwritten code, unspoken rules. The phrase special massage is essentially a code word people use when talking about a massage that goes beyond ordinary muscle relaxation. We're talking about services that often include much more personal and, let's say, delicate attention than standard spa treatments. When people say special massage, they usually mean a session that might include something more than just a massage. This could be various types of sensual massage or services of a more intimate nature, depending on the establishment and the price. Interestingly, despite its seemingly relaxed and sometimes even puritanical Buddhist culture, some aspects of Thailand remain under the radar. And perhaps it's this duality, this playing on the edge of what's permissible, that makes the country so fascinating for many travelers. Some of these establishments offering special services have been around for so long that they've practically become unofficial landmarks in certain areas. A taxi driver in Bangkok once joked that Soy Cowboy, famous for its entertainment, would soon be more popular than the Grand Palace. A joke, of course, but with a grain of truth about the scale of the phenomenon. So, how do you find that place? This is where many people stumble. Not every massage parlor, even if it looks a bit run down or is located in a busy tourist district, offers extra services. Some of them are perfectly legitimate, decent spas, often family-run businesses where professional massage therapists work, who will genuinely help you relieve tension in your back or legs. You can't just walk into the first place you see and bluntly ask for something too explicit. That's not how it works here. You'll either not be understood, or more likely, politely or not so politely, be asked to leave.
There's an unwritten code, a set of signs and signals, and if you can't read them, you'll quickly stand out as a confused and inexperienced tourist. So how do you actually find an establishment that is highly likely to offer services beyond a regular massage, without asking direct and awkward questions? Here are a few key signs to look out for. Girls at the entrance, the calling card. This is probably the most obvious sign. You'll see girls sitting or standing right at the entrance of the establishment, usually on plastic chairs, small sofas, or benches. Pay attention to their attire. It won't be the traditional masseuse uniform, loose pants and shirts, but rather eye-catching clothes, short dresses, skirts, tops. If they actively smile at you as you pass by, make eye contact, perhaps even playfully call out to you with phrases like "massage handsome" or "pat the empty seat next to you," inviting you to sit. Yes, this could be a signal that this isn't just a reflexology clinic. Complete absence or secrecy of prices. Most legitimate massage parlors clearly display their prices and list of services on a board, stand, or in a menu at the entrance. This is standard practice. However, if you see that there are no prices at all, or they are hidden somewhere, or when you try to inquire they start mumbling something in your ear, leading you aside, this is a serious hint. It's likely because information about certain services is kept inside and not advertised to casual passersby. Tinted or completely painted or curtained windows. Privacy is a key aspect for such establishments. You won't be able to peek inside from the street and see what's happening. The windows are either heavily tinted, painted over, or tightly curtained. They're not interested in casual onlookers looking for a regular foot or shoulder massage. These places are designed for those seeking seclusion. A unique atmosphere, the sixth sense. Honestly, this is hard to describe in words, but you'll feel it. There's a certain energy, a kind of aura that hangs in the air of such places. The staff will be more relaxed, more open to flirting. Instead of standard questions like, which part of your body needs work, or where does it hurt, they might ask with an understanding smile and a characteristic look, want something special, sir? This whole dialogue, all these hints, it's a coded language. If you behave respectfully, calmly, and don't act shocked, they will gently guide you and explain everything. But if you walk in looking lost and start mumbling about something too direct, you'll likely either be ridiculed or just kicked out. Imagine you're strolling down a bustling street somewhere in Pattaya, for example, along Soy Honey, or in Bangkok on the famous Soy Cowboy. Your tourist radar is on full blast. You're immersed in this bubbling cauldron of neon lights, street food, and crowds. And then you notice a row of women in front of a small shop, each dressed to impress, looking at you and calling out, "Massage, handsome. Congratulations, you've most likely stumbled upon a classic establishment, offering more than just a regular massage."
Step by step. What happens inside? Okay, so let's say you've successfully recognized all the signs. The atmosphere seems right, and you're ready to take a step towards a new experience. What will happen from the moment you cross the threshold until you're back on the street? Let's break down this process step by step. Step 1. The greeting and the first signal. You walk in and you're usually greeted by one or two ladies. Sometimes it can be a whole group, depending on the size and setup of the establishment. This could be the owner or a senior masseuse. They'll likely ask something like, "Massage, sir? Would you like an oil massage, nudru, or perhaps a soapy massage?" This is your first important signal. If they themselves mention nudru, a special type of massage, or soapy massage, which usually includes certain procedures, you're definitely in the right place. Step 2. Choosing the girl. After you've confirmed your interest, the selection stage begins. Methods can vary slightly. Sometimes the girls might be lined up right in front of you. In other places, you might be given a laminated card with photos and numbers, or even shown a catalog on an iPad with available options. Sometimes women are brought out one by one for you to make your choice. It's important here not to rush and not to feel pressured. Just smile, look around calmly, and choose the girl with whom, as they say, you clicked, or who simply appealed to you more. You're about to have a fairly personal experience, so mutual comfort is key. Step 3. Choosing the service and discussing extras. After you've made your choice, you or your chosen girl will be asked about the details of the session. This usually concerns the duration, 1 hour or 90 minutes. Then they might again clarify the type of main massage, oil or soapy. And after that, usually in a quieter voice or with hints, the conversation turns to any extras. Sometimes there might be sort of a printed menu for different service packages, especially in more organized places. In other cases, all options will simply be quietly and discreetly explained verbally. Keep in mind that the range of these extras can be very wide. Some establishments offer basic services that go beyond regular massage. Others include a more comprehensive approach in their services, depending on the specificities of the place and its pricing policy. The important thing here is to just go with the flow, not be rude or overly pushy. Let them lead the offer and gently guide you. Step 4. Payment. Cash only and in advance. In the vast majority of such establishments, you will be asked to pay for the services before the session begins. They prefer to avoid awkward moments or disputes about payment after everything has already happened. Usually, you pay the basic cost of the massage and room rental directly to the administration or the owner at the entrance. If it's about any additional services that go beyond a standard massage, then the payment for them or the tip for these extras is often given directly to the girl in the room, privately. And a very important point, forget about credit cards or any electronic payments. This is a strictly cash business. So make sure you have enough cash, and it's better to visit an ATM beforehand before entering such a place. Step 5. The session itself. After all the formalities, you will be escorted to a room. Further developments can vary. Some girls may start with a real, quality massage to help you relax and relieve tension, and only then move on to the more delicate part. Others may get straight to the main part, especially if you initially agreed on specific services. Some will take a shower with you, if that's part of the package. Others will give you a slow, sensual massage using aromatic oils, foam, or their entire body. At this moment, you are, quite literally, in her hands. The main thing here is your behavior. Be respectful, observe basic hygiene, take a shower before your visit, and be polite. She's not your girlfriend, even if she calls you baby or smiles at your jokes. Don't act as if she has become one in the last half hour. This is a professional relationship, albeit of a specific nature.
Step 6. The ending. No drama. When the agreed-upon time has come to an end and all services have been provided, the session concludes. This usually happens quite routinely. You'll get a smile, perhaps a quiet "thank you," and that's it. No unnecessary drama, no idle chatter or awkward goodbyes. You just get dressed, tidy yourself up, and calmly leave, as if nothing special happened. The price question. How much should you actually pay? So you now know how it all works, but one of the most burning questions is, of course, the price. How much should you prepare so that you're not cheated and don't overpay like an inexperienced newbie? Let's clearly break down the price structure so you're fully prepared. Prices can vary depending on the city, Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, the district, the level of the establishment, and of course, the chosen girl and the set of services. House fee, basic massage cost. This is the amount you pay in advance directly to the establishment. Think of it as a rental fee for the room, the creation of a certain atmosphere, and the provision of the girl's time. Typical prices for this part can be as follows. Regular Thai or oil massage, if it's just a prelude, approximately 250 to 700 baht. Nuru massage or soapy massage, usually in the range of 1500 to 2500 baht. Body-to-body massage, or if a more comprehensive set of services is implied and included in the basic cost, from 2,000 to 3,500 baht. VIP rooms, or so-called fantasy rooms, example with a jacuzzi, large mirror, special decor, etc., here prices can start from 3,000 to 5,000 baht and up. Some establishments include all services in one total price, while others clearly separate the basic fee for the massage and room from the fee for additional services. Tips and payment for additional services. Personal payment to the girl. This part is usually discussed and paid for in the room, directly with your chosen girl. After the main massage, if there was one, is coming to an end, or if you went straight to the special part, she will usually tactfully mention what extras are available and how much they will cost. Here is a typical price range for these services, but remember that specific actions will not be described here. Finishing procedures, from 500 to 1,000 baht. More intimate services, from 1,000 to 1,500 baht, and from 1,500 to 3,000 baht, depending on the nature of the service. In general, tips for the masseuse for additional services can vary greatly, but usually fall within the range of 500 to 3,000 baht. A professional tip that will save you stress and money? Always, absolutely always, agree on the price before anything happens in the room. If you leave this question for later, you risk facing a situation where the price suddenly changes, or they try to upsell you for a larger amount, playing on guilt or the awkwardness of the moment. Clearly and calmly discuss what's included and what the final cost of the extras is. And another tip. Some girls might try to sell you additional services during the process, so to speak, mid-session. For example, she might whisper, "Baby, want something more? It'll be just 2,000 baht extra." If you don't agree or aren't interested, just politely but firmly say no, perhaps with a smile. They usually don't take it personally. It's part of their job. But if you are interested, then again, make sure all conditions are absolutely clear before agreeing.